Carol Stiles at healthykitchens.com, and we'd like to show you today our berry press that goes on the front of the meat grinder. It's one of the 5 attachments that goes on the meat grinder. You can also put sausage stuffer, a pasta maker, a pastry press, and a hard cheese grater on the front of the meat grinder to change it into something else. But the berry press happens to be my favorite attachment. The way this works is after it goes on the front, your pits and skins will come out the end, and your puree will come out the holes on the bottom of it. And it makes a real fast way of doing things like taking seeds out of raspberries and blackberries, doing tomatoes, make for ketchup or tomato sauce, and my favorite, which I'm going to show you, making applesauce. Now when we use it, we put it on the front of the meat grinder, but we don't need the meat grinder 4-prong blade or the disc for using it. You take those pieces off the front of it. So it's meat grinder just with the auger. Now there's an auger inside of the berry press. I'll pull that out. And there's a little lever on top of here that we open up and let's let you pull the whole berry press out. At the front you can also see we have a control screw, which I always teach my customers to start tight with the control screw. And the other piece here is just a housing or a splash guard to keep things from splashing. Now I'm going to use my older berry press here for demonstration purposes. And one of the things that we must do when you're using your berry press is you take your auger out of your berry press and also out of your meat grinder. And you must match up the screws so that you have a continuous spiral all the way up. Now there's 4 ways that you could put this on. If you put it on and there's a big hole in it like right there, you will have to change it because it won't work properly. So once you've got it set so there's a continuous spiral all the way up from the meat grinder's auger to the berry press auger, you are ready to go. That's the same thing too when we're using the auger that goes on our pasta attachment. So we're simply going to push the augers on here, and here's my housing. Put the ring off first. We'll put the housing on. There's a little notch at the bottom that matches the notch on the meat grinder, and then our ring goes over top of it. Okay, and now we'll just add our shield here that keeps the things from splashing. Now when we use the, we'll lock it in place, when we use the berry press, we have to have 2 bowls, and they have to be able to fit underneath the unit. So I call them flat bowls. One to catch the applesauce or puree, and one to catch the seeds or pits that will come out the end. And we'll also use the feeder tube and pusher on the top. Now I have taken apples and I have cooked them, quartered them, and then cooked them so that they are soft. They were seeds and the skins and everything have been left on these apples. I'll just put a few up here so you can see them. And we're going to just take and push them through. And like I said earlier, the skins will come out the end and the puree will come out here. So you don't have to peel your apples or core them or anything when you're making with berry press. Now I just got this on a low speed so I can control everything. I put a tiny bit of cinnamon in with my apples because I like a little flavor in my applesauce. And I've also put a couple squeezes of our zagave, which is a natural sweetener. You could also do this unsweetened or use sugar or honey if you wish. It's up to you. Depends on the sweetness of your apples. Now I'm going to loosen this now because we've got it going here. And now we'll see the skins coming out the end here. You want to just loosen it just a bit so you get a nice tight, still a tight grip on it, but it's allowing the skins and the pits to come out the end. Our apples are hot, so that's why I'm using the ladle. Now I'm going to turn it on to the side here so you can just see everything happening a little better. You can see lots of applesauce coming out the bottom. We did about 6 apples here to do this much applesauce. And then you can either can or freeze your sauce or just use it for dinner. Depends on what you like. We like having pork tonight, so we're going to have the applesauce with our dinner. So there goes the skin through. And you see here at the front, here's our dried skins and pits coming out the front end. Very little liquid left in them, nice and dry. So you get a great separation when you're working with this. And we'll take, and I'm going to pull the sauce out and let you have a look at it. You can see that we've got a really, really nice saucy type applesauce with no fuss, no muss. Now if you're interested in getting the berry press, it's wonderful for doing jams and jellies. Like I said earlier, ketchup, pumpkin can go through this. Grapes, if you want to do a grape jelly or jam, would do the same thing. Your skins and pits would come out at the end. One little trick though I'm going to mention here, if you are doing raspberries, the raspberries have little hairs on them. They tend to catch in the holes. And what we do is keep a little toothbrush handy when we're doing the raspberries and just rub it across the holes on the bottom, and that loosens those little hairs on them so it doesn't clog the holes, and you can have a nice continuous pureeing process when you're working with the raspberries. So if you're interested in getting a berry press, give us a call on our toll-free number. It's 1-888-735-1044, and we'll be happy to send you a berry press here from healthykitchens.com. Thanks again.